Okay, so I'll turn it over to Pamela and Eric. Thanks so much for agreeing to share your spiritual journey with us. We are looking forward to hearing what you have to say.
Thank you for that beautiful prayer, Diane, and for the introduction. It's very moving for Eric and me to be with you at this midweek gathering, to be with fellow parents who have experienced this hardest of losses. Eric and I have listened to many of the Emmaus midweek reflections, as well as other videos from Emmaus retreats, and each reflection has touched our hearts. And so we're honored and grateful to share this reflection. Of course, what we say is just our own experience. Yours may be different, and we're just offering what our journey has been. Eric and I lost our dear, sweet 20-year-old daughter, Carolyn, to suicide one Saturday evening in July of 2020. We thought it was going to be a nice, quiet evening at home, but the phone rang and we learned the unimaginable had happened. And in that instant, the happy and contented lives we had were gone. We were completely shattered. We all know the deep love we parents have for our children. From the moment I became a mom, I remember thinking this was the most important and fulfilling thing in my life. How much I loved Carolyn. She was my mini me. And I hoped to help her raise her own children like my mom had helped me. All gone. I was a complete mess. I didn't know how to go on. I had never really had a strong prayer life before her death. I felt I wasn't good at prayer. But in those first few days, I prayed to the Holy Spirit to descend upon me. I hoped that would lead to a remarkable change and I would experience peace. But that didn't happen. I kept at it, though, waking up every day, taking a bath, where I would cry and cry. And I kept searching for spiritual help or direction. I know now that even though I couldn't feel it, God was pouring out his grace. Because several months later, I chanced upon the Emmaus website. For me, it embodies the meaning of a godsend. Not that it fixed everything, but Emmaus provided resources and programs that gave me and Eric direction spiritually. Eric and I have participated in several Emmaus one-day retreats and are so grateful to them. I want to mention the first Emmaus video. You can find it on YouTube that Eric and I watched, of Father Dennis Shulkins. Beyond his kindness and compassion, he answered those questions that plagued us. Did God want my child to die? Will I see my child? What is my relationship with my child now? He also shared from the Baltimore Catechism that our purpose is to know God, love God, and serve God, and to be in communion with God and those who love him now and through eternity in the beatific vision. For someone who felt she lost her purpose, that was a direction for me. To know God, love God, and serve God. That was a real direction, not the things that well-meaning friends told me that perhaps losing Carolyn might lead to wonderful things like time and freedom to travel to amazing places. Ridiculous, I thought, and still think. But to know God, love God, and serve God is something I find truly meaningful. I thought maybe I can try orienting my life towards that. And so little by little, and I emphasize little by little, I've tried to direct myself to that purpose. I don't want to go on too long, but Catholic resources that have been helpful for me include Salvifici Doloris, which is Pope John Paul II's letter on the Christian meaning of human suffering. While I knew that everyone suffers, I always hoped that I wouldn't have to experience great suffering. But great suffering was in store for us and thrust into this deep suffering. I have been encouraged to know that suffering does have salvific meaning. It doesn't make it hurt less, but there is meaning in it. And so I offer that up. Father Chris Alar of the Marian Fathers of the Immaculate Conception has written a book referenced in the Emmaus bibliography and has also spoken at least one Emmaus retreat. He is terrific. And if you find that you like him and want more, he gives going back to the seminary talks that bring interesting Catholic topics to a general audience. I've also found praying to Mary, our mother, who suffered the same loss we've suffered, such a grace. Honestly, I didn't really know the full Hail Mary prayer before, and now I pray 5 decades of the Rosary every day. This great loss of a child leaves such a hole. It is a poverty. We are in the valley of tears, and so I try to fill myself up every day with as much spiritual encouragement as I can. Other general Catholic resources I have found helpful include Ascension's Bible in a Year and Rosary in a Year, and Bishop Barron's talks and sermons. I've gone on pilgrimage to various places such as Rome, Fatima, Lourdes, and Santiago de Compostela. This will forever be a tough road, but we are not alone. We have each other, the Holy Trinity, our Blessed Mother, the Church Militant, all the saints, and our loved ones who are praying for us, who we will see again. There is great hope. Thanks be to God.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Pamela. That was very moving, and it might be a good idea if you are able to sometime tonight or tomorrow send us a list of the resources that you
Absolutely.
referenced. And I will send it out. I'm not very good at adding to chat while I'm trying to host a meeting,
Yeah,
so
totally.
I can't do 2 things at once. But for the gentleman who asked for the link to the Emmaus song, we will include that. And we will also include a link to the video of Father Dennis speaking.
Yes, so good.
So let's just take a minute to pause and reflect on what Pamela shared with us, and let me know if any of you would like to comment. I'm going to stop the recording.